Imagine waking up in a world where the most devastating diseases can be tackled not in the span of decades, but within weeks. Imagine a future where the cure for a rare, life-threatening illness is custom designed for you by a super-intelligent algorithm rather than stumbled upon by chance in a laboratory. Picture a world where the next generation of medicines is engineered on silicon chips, running simulations millions of times faster than any human researcher could manage. This is not just the stuff of science fiction novels or blockbuster movies. This is the bold, rapidly unfolding reality of artificial intelligence in drug discovery, and it is rewriting the rules of both global health and economic opportunity right before our eyes. While artificial intelligence is making waves in nearly every sector, from financial markets to climate modeling, nowhere is its impact more profound, or its risks more hotly debated, than in the quest to decode the language of biology. For over 20 years, visionaries in the field have dreamed of using advanced algorithms to read the intricate scripts of DNA, to unravel the complex web of proteins and cells, and to design medicines that can outsmart the world's most cunning diseases. In the 1990s, a handful of trailblazers who laid the foundations for deep learning, the very technology powering today's virtual assistants and chatbots, shifted their focus from language processing to the mysteries locked inside living cells. Their conviction was simple but radical. If machines could learn to understand and communicate with humans, why not teach them to interpret the very language of life itself? Fast forward to today, and that once distant dream is becoming tangible reality. The explosion of data in genomics, proteomics, and medical imaging has created a tidal wave of information for artificial intelligence systems to analyze. Venture capital investment in AI-driven drug discovery has surged by about 1/3 in just the first quarter of 2025, reaching nearly $2 billion globally, according to leading industry trackers. The cost of sequencing an entire human genome, a process once reserved for only the wealthiest research institutions, has plummeted to less than $500, making it accessible to clinics and researchers around the world and unleashing a torrent of data for machines to mine. The results are already making headlines. In the past year alone, regulatory agencies like the United States Food and Drug Administration have approved 2 new therapies designed with the help of advanced algorithms, one aimed at a rare genetic disorder, the other at a challenging form of leukemia. Across the Atlantic, a coalition of top European universities has launched the AI MedChem Initiative, an ambitious project to build open-source AI tools for medicinal chemistry. Their goal, to ensure that the benefits of this digital revolution do not remain locked behind corporate firewalls or national borders, but instead reach scientists and patients everywhere. The numbers are staggering, but the stakes are even higher. The World Health Organization has warned that antimicrobial resistance, the silent, slow-moving pandemic that threatens to render our antibiotics useless, could kill millions unless new solutions are found. Artificial intelligence, according to a recent report by the organization, could be the weapon that finally allows humanity to stay one step ahead of evolving bacteria. Analysts at McKinsey predict that by 2027, AI could cut the average drug development timeline by up to 40%, saving countless lives and freeing up billions of dollars that could be reinvested in further research and healthcare. Dr. Andrew Hopkins, the CEO of Exscientia, a pioneer in AI-driven drug development, captures the scope of this revolution. Artificial intelligence is not just about doing things faster, it's about exploring new chemical spaces and designing drugs that were previously unimaginable. We are entering an era where the boundaries of what is possible are expanding every day. But as Dr. Daphne Koller, founder of the biotech company In Citro, cautions, the power of these algorithms depends entirely on the quality of the data they are fed. The key to success in AI-powered drug discovery lies in generating high-quality predictive datasets that accurately reflect biological reality, she explains. Without reliable, diverse, and representative data, even the smartest algorithms can lead us astray. Yet, as the promise of artificial intelligence grows, so do the challenges and ethical dilemmas. The industry faces a deep data dilemma. Machines crave vast reservoirs of information, but much of the world's biological data remains trapped in isolated silos, hidden behind paywalls, or simply never collected at all. Worse, the data that does exist can be biased or incomplete, reflecting the health profiles of privileged populations while ignoring those most in need. The National Institutes of Health has issued repeated warnings. Unless data sharing and standardization improve dramatically, Even the most sophisticated AI models will make flawed predictions, potentially endangering patients. But the questions grow deeper and more unsettling. If artificial intelligence becomes the new gatekeeper of medical innovation, who controls the keys? Will breakthrough medicines be available to all, or only to those with the means to pay? The World Economic Forum has asserted time and again that democratizing access to these AI-powered medical advances must be a top global priority. Yet, history teaches us that technological revolutions often worsen inequality before they close the gap. The risk is not just that life-saving drugs will be expensive, but that the very data used to develop them may exclude the voices and bodies of the world's marginalized communities. And then there is the unpredictable wild card. What happens if the algorithms get it wrong? Machine learning models, especially the so-called black box systems, can make recommendations that are difficult, even impossible, for humans to understand or explain. Dr. Jürgen Schmidhuber, one of the founding fathers of deep learning, offers a sober warning. We must be wary of overfitting and bias. While the ability of deep learning to model complex biological systems is revolutionary, it is not infallible. A single error in the training data, or a hidden bias in the model, can lead to disastrous outcomes. Picture the consequences. A startup, racing to bring the first AI-designed cancer drug to market, discovers too late that its model overlooked critical side effects in certain populations. Or, in a more chilling scenario, a rogue actor manipulates the data or the algorithm itself, leading to dangerous or even lethal recommendations. The potential for scandal is real, and regulators on both sides of the Atlantic are working overtime to catch up. But let's look beyond the risks, to the breathtaking possibilities. Where could this revolution truly lead us? Envision a healthcare system where medicine is not just personalized, but truly individualized, where your therapy is tailored to your unique genetic makeup, your environment, even your lifestyle. Thanks to artificial intelligence, scientists can now sift through vast genetic databases, modeling how a drug will interact not just with the average patient, but with you, specifically. This could spell hope for millions suffering from rare diseases that have long been ignored by traditional pharmaceutical research. It could mean new treatments for conditions that have stumped scientists for generations, from neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's to complex autoimmune diseases. In fact, recent breakthroughs are already reshaping the landscape. In 2024, a team at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology developed an AI-powered platform that identified a completely novel drug target for Alzheimer's disease, offering new hope for families facing this devastating illness. Meanwhile, a study published in The Lancet showed that AI-powered diagnostics improved early detection rates for lung cancer by 1/4, a game-changer in a field where early intervention can mean the difference between life and death. But the impact of artificial intelligence is not limited to new drug discovery. The technology is also revolutionizing clinical trials, the critical, costly process of testing new medicines for safety and effectiveness. With AI, researchers can simulate virtual trials, select the most promising patients, and even predict trial outcomes before a single human volunteer has taken a dose. This means faster results, lower costs, and fewer risks for patients. In the past year alone, the adoption of federated learning, a technique that allows AI models to learn from data stored in many locations without ever moving that data, has increased by over 1/2. This protects patient privacy while still enabling powerful insights, a crucial balance in the age of big data. Of course, for all the optimism, the risks are real and multiplying. As artificial intelligence becomes more powerful, even small data errors or subtle biases can have far-reaching, sometimes catastrophic consequences. If AI models are trained primarily on data from wealthy countries, their predictions and recommendations may not hold true for patients in poorer nations, potentially exacerbating global health disparities. Dr. Schmidhuber's caution about overfitting, the danger of algorithms learning patterns that exist only in the training data, not in the real world, should not be underestimated. Consider a model designed to predict heart disease risk. If it is trained mostly on data from middle-aged men of European descent, it may perform poorly for women, children, or people of different ethnic backgrounds, with tragic results. There is also the ever-present threat of privacy violations. As AI systems hunger for more and more personal data, from entire genome sequences to lifelong health records, the risk of data breaches grows with every bite. Will we, as a society, choose to trade privacy for health? Or can we build systems that protect both, using techniques like federated learning, homomorphic encryption, and secure multi-party computation. These are not just technical questions, but ethical ones, demanding thoughtful answers from policymakers, technologists, and citizens alike. Yet, amidst the uncertainty, hope is rising. Initiatives like the AI MedChem project in Europe represent a new spirit of openness and collaboration. By making AI tools open source and widely accessible, their creators hope to prevent a world where the benefits of this revolution accrue only to a privileged few. The World Economic Forum and global health organizations have called for international cooperation, emphasizing that the only way to ensure fair access to AI-driven medical advances is through transparency, open data, and shared standards. The economic implications are just as staggering as the medical ones. A recent survey of pharmaceutical executives found that 3 out of every 4 plan to increase their investment in AI-driven drug discovery over the next 3 years. McKinsey's analysis projects that the efficiency gains from AI could not only save billions of dollars in research and development, but also unlock massive value for investors, governments, and, most importantly, patients. However, if access to these advances is not distributed equitably, the world could see a widening gap between those with access to cutting-edge therapies and those left behind. So, what does all of this mean for you, the individual, the patient, the citizen, the policymaker, or perhaps the aspiring innovator? First, it means staying both curious and skeptical. The headlines about miracle cures and overnight breakthroughs are exciting, but it is critical to ask tough questions. Was that new drug tested on a diverse patient population, or only on a narrow group? Who owns the data, and who stands to profit from it? Is the algorithm transparent, or a black box you are expected to trust blindly? Second, it means demanding transparency and accountability from all players in this new medical ecosystem. Regulators, technology companies, pharmaceutical firms, and even academic researchers must be pushed to share data, methodologies, and results, not just within their own organizations, but with the broader scientific and medical communities. The more open the process, the easier it becomes to spot errors, close gaps, and ensure that advances benefit all, not just a select few. Third, if you work in technology, medicine, or public policy, recognize that collaboration across disciplines and borders is essential. The future of artificial intelligence in medicine is not a story of one company, one country, or even one continent. It is a global project, requiring the combined efforts of biologists, engineers, ethicists, regulators, and advocates. Only by working together can we ensure that this revolution serves humanity as a whole. Consider also the emerging role of quantum computing. In early 2025, researchers demonstrated that a quantum machine learning algorithm could outperform classical AI in predicting protein folding, one of the most complex and important challenges in biology. This breakthrough suggests that the pace of progress could soon accelerate even further, bringing both unprecedented opportunities and new risks. As computing power grows, so too does the need for robust oversight and ethical guardrails. Let's not forget the lessons of history. Every major technological revolution, from the discovery of antibiotics to the mapping of the human genome, has brought both immense benefits and unforeseen challenges. In the early 20th century, penicillin transformed healthcare, but it also led to the rise of antibiotic-resistant superbugs. The decoding of the human genome opened new frontiers in personalized medicine, but also raised thorny questions about privacy, consent, and genetic discrimination. Artificial intelligence in drug discovery is likely to follow a similar trajectory, with periods of exuberance, backlash, and, ultimately, adaptation. Looking ahead, several scenarios are possible. In one, artificial intelligence enables a new era of personalized, effective, and affordable medicine, closing the gap between rich and poor and bringing hope to millions. In another, the benefits are captured mainly by wealthy nations and corporations, exacerbating inequality and fueling resentment. A third, more alarming scenario is that a major scandal, a data breach, a catastrophic failure, or manipulation of an algorithm undermines public trust, leading to a backlash that slows progress for years. Which future we choose depends on the decisions we make today. With the right safeguards, ethical commitments, and spirit of open collaboration, artificial intelligence could bring faster cures and fairer access to billions of people around the world. Without them, the divide could worsen, and scandals could erode trust in both technology and medicine for a generation. So, As we stand on the threshold of a new chapter in the story of global health and technology, the question is not just whether artificial intelligence will revolutionize medicine, but whether it will do so in a way that is just, inclusive, and trustworthy. Will we rise to the challenge or shrink from it? If you found this exploration eye-opening, share it with someone who cares about the future of health and technology. Subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our global economy and technological landscape. And let us know in the comments below. Are you hopeful or wary about the role of artificial intelligence in medicine? What questions would you ask your doctor or your algorithm before starting a new treatment?